There's nothing particularly untoward about Oakwood Cemetery in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Indeed, it is like many of the Victorian cemeteries that have endured and are still accepting burials to this day. But according to the information that I have, Oakwood may be one of the most haunted cemeteries that I've visited to date. It also has one sinister nickname among the locals, and around these parts. It's called Hell's Gate Cemetery, but I'm not entirely convinced that's accurate. Established somewhere around the year 1883, Oakwood is nestled in a quiet neighborhood beside the Spartanburg Historic Converse College. In 1941, the graves fell into disrepair, and the board of directors for the cemetery found themselves bankrupt. It wasn't until 1983 that the cemetery experienced a revival of sorts thanks to Martha Chapman, who is also buried here. So how does this seemingly idyllic spot, hidden back among the houses and ringed by trees, get such a forbidding nickname? Through the sinister haunting activity that's cropped up, of course. Apparitions, screams, and orbs have been spotted and heard in the older section of this cemetery toward the back, where some graves remain overgrown by the creeping woods. This section of the cemetery is also the potter's field for Spartanburg, and many of the graves unmarked. Individuals who were prisoners, wards of the state, had no family, or were indigent were buried here, oftentimes forgotten and no headstone to mark their grave or remember them by. In 1914, the city disinterred over 100 graves from another part of the city and reinterred them here. All run-of-the-mill stuff that happened in other cemeteries which aren't nearly as haunted, but much like in Hillcrest Abbey East, this cemetery too has had a modern brush with grave robbing. In 2012, the caretaker for Oakwood was making his rounds throughout the cemetery and discovered that a grave had been disturbed. Its concrete vault had been broken open and some of the remains, specifically the head, had been stolen. For decades by this point, Oakwood had the reputation of being a popular spot for satanic ritual, with remnants from those rites found scattered and strewn throughout the cemetery during daylight hours. Could this be the cause of the apparitions supposedly seen, or the echo of ghostly screams to rent the night air from the direction of this haunted burial ground? Is this why ghost lights, orbs, and pale mists have been spotted drifting through when there should be none? After my own experiences at Hillcrest Abbey East, I would declare this a distinct possibility. After all, do you like it when someone disturbs your rest?